In this lesson, we're going to look at probability. Okay, within probability, we quite often use fractions, but it's easier to change to decimals so that we can compare the different numbers to see which is the largest and which is the smallest. So we've got 4 examples here, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with them in the later probability questions. So the first number that we have here is 1/5. And remember, this line here means divide. So this is the same as doing 1 divided by 5. Okay, the next one, again, this line here means divide. So we're going to do 3 divided by 20. Again, and the next one, 2 divided by 3. And on the last one here again, that line means divide. 99 divided by 111. Okay, so I'm going to type these into my calculator now, and I've got one of these Casios that's over on the right hand side here. Okay, so I'm going to do the first one, 1 divided by 5. And what pops up on my calculator screen, which is of no use, it pops up as 1/5. Okay, now that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the decimal, so I'm going to go across to my calculator and I'm going to press this button here. Okay, that button there will change it to a decimal for me. Now you might be lucky, you might have a calculator that's just giving you a decimal, and that's fine. Okay, I'm going to press my SD button and it gives me the answer 0.2. Okay, right, the next one here we've got 3 divided by 20. Again, on my calculator screen it's showing me 3/20, so I'm going to press this SD button. That's better, and it's given me 0.15. Okay, now the next one, 2 divided by 3. Again, it gives me the fraction 2/3, I want the decimal. Okay, now this is where you have to be careful with a Casio. It's giving me 0.6 with a dot above it. Okay, I don't want that. I'm going to press this SD button again. Okay, and it's coming out 0.666. Lots and lots of sixes. Okay, and like I say, I don't want to use this one that's got the dot on it. Okay, lots of you like to use that because it looks nice and neat, but it's not what we want to be using. Okay, the next one that I've got comes out 0.891. Okay, again, if I press the SD button, it actually comes out a little bit longer like that. 891. Okay, right, so watch out for the wee recurring decimal things. Okay, don't use that one there. Okay, right, now what I want to show you before we go on, what I'm actually going to do here is to compare the decimals, I'm going to write them all with 3 decimal places. Okay, I'm not going to do any rounding. I'm just going to add 2 zeros to make this one have 3 decimal places. This one's got 2, so I'll add 1 more. This one here I deliberately wrote just with 3 and then had some dots. The next one, I'll just rub some of these out. Again, I'm not going to round these at all. I'm just going to have some dots to show that there were some more numbers there. Okay, so from this page here, 2 important things. You've got the SD button on your calculator if you're using a Casio. Okay, and watch out for when you have the recurring decimal dot and press the SD button again. Okay, here's our first probability question. So John's been buying some raffle tickets, so his school are selling tickets. Okay, now he has bought 15 out of 1,200 tickets, and his church is also selling tickets. He's bought 20 out of 1,800 sold altogether. Okay, so notice what I'm saying here is I'm saying 20 out of 1800, okay? Sometimes we get these two numbers round the wrong way, okay? Sometimes they're deliberately round the wrong way in the question, so it's something I have to watch out for. Let's put my 20 back in. Okay, so calculator, 15 divided by 1280. Okay, and then the next one, 20 divided by 1800. Now this one's just come out with the dot above it. Okay, so I'm going to press my SD button again. Okay, the answer we want has got lots and lots of ones after it. Okay, right, now what I'm going to do now is I am going to look at these two numbers. I'm going to compare them. They're the same. So now I'm going to look at these two numbers, but they're both the same. Then I'm going to look at these two numbers, but they're both the same. Now thankfully, when I look at the next two numbers, they're not the same. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. So we're looking to see which raffle has he got a better chance of winning on. So we're looking for the biggest number. So we've got to this point here. Okay, these two numbers are different, and we can see the one on the top, the number on the top is the bigger one, so that's the one we've got a better chance of winning on, and that was for the school. So we've got to finish this off with a sentence. Okay, so I've done half of it. He has a better chance of winning on the school raffle. That's just half the answer, okay? Now we've got to use both of these two numbers in my answer. He's got a better chance of winning because 0.0125 is bigger than 0.0111. There were lots of ones, so I'll just show that there. Okay, so you stop the video if you need to get that down, okay? Here's another example. This one's about football teams. So English and Scottish football teams are to play each other in a friendly. The Scotland Supporters Club. I'm just starting to think about what this question's about. Has 35,000 members and has been allocated 10,000 tickets. And the England Supporters Club has 110,000 members and they've been allocated 30,000 tickets. Okay, right. Now, this is one where they're trying to trip us up. Okay, 35,000 members, allocated 10,000 tickets. Okay, they've been allocated 10,000 tickets for their 35,000 members. Okay, so when we're doing probability, we have to be careful of the small number divided by the bigger one. Okay, so sometimes the question's round the wrong way. So look at this bit here, look at this bit here. Okay, so they're being allocated, they're being allocated 30,000 tickets for 110,000 supporters. So again, I'll just pop that into my calculator. Okay, 0.285. Okay, see after the dot, I'm just going to write down 3 of them. That should hopefully be enough. Okay, now this one's come up 0.285. 0.27 and there's a couple of dots above it. Okay, so remember I'm going to press my SD button again. 0.0272. Okay, and I'll see if I can take these dots off. Oh, taking half the question away. Let's put that back. Okay, now I'm going to do the same as I did last time. I'm going to look at these two numbers. They're the same. Then I'm going to look at these two numbers. They're the same. And then I'm going to look, thank goodness they're different. Okay, so in which supporters club is I found more likely? Okay, so we're looking for more. So out of the 7 and the 8 there, which one's more? The one that's more is the 8. So a Scotland fan a Scotland fan is more likely to be allocated a number, and it's because that 8 is bigger than that 7, okay? So I've kind of finished it because 0.285, I missed some numbers out, is bigger than 0.272. Okay, alright. This question is about 3 driving instructors. So we'll be looking to see which driving instructor is the most successful. Mr. Parker had 39 students. So we have Mr. Parker. And 21 out of 39 passed at the first attempt. Okay, who have we got next? Mrs. Driver. Mrs. Driver had 11 out of 18 pass the first time. And Mr. Turner, just realised the names are all to do with driving. 13 out of 31 students pass first time. Okay, so again, grab your calculator. 21 divided by 39. Must have the noisiest calculator on the planet, I think. 0.538. There's some other numbers. Okay, but hopefully the first 3 after the dot will be the ones that will help us out. This one's got a dot on it above the 1. Okay, so I'm going to press SD again. That gives me another 1. Okay, and next one, 13 divided by 31. Ooh, it's a big long one. 0.419 and lots of other numbers. Okay, so we are looking for who's got the best success rate. Okay, so the best success rate is going to be the person with the biggest number. Okay, so again, let's have a look. They all start with 0. Okay, in fact, when you're doing your probability, unless you get something with a probability 1, they will all start at 0 point something. If your answer doesn't start at 0 point something, it will be because you've got your numbers round the wrong way. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind. Okay, so they all start with 0, like I was expecting. Right, let's have a look at the first number. Right, oh, that's good. We won't have to do much for this one because they're all different. Okay, so we're looking for the person with the best success rate. We've got 5, 6 and 4. That's 6 there is the biggest. So Mrs. Driver. Mrs. Driver has the best success rate because now we need to use all 3 of our numbers in the answer. She has the best success rate because 0.611 is bigger than 0.538 and 0.419. Okay, you must put that bit in with the numbers. Okay, if you don't put that in, then you can't get full marks. And I'm going to give you 2 more questions to do, and then there'll be answers to go with it. Okay, so here's the first question that I would like you to do in your own. So if you stop the recording now and start working this out, please. And here's the second question I would like you to do in your own. Stop the recording and take your time to work this one out. Okay, so the first one that I've asked you to do on your own, hopefully you've started it off like this. Okay, hopefully you then typed the divides into your calculator and got these numbers here. I quite often find it useful to put these on. They've all got 3 decimal places now. Notice that all my answers start with a 0. And then come to the next numbers. We've got a 4, 5 and a 6. So I know which team's got the best winning record now. Okay, so I've stated that the under 15s has the best winning record. I'm not finished yet though. Okay, so I've written a little bit more because 0.615 is bigger than. Got to keep going. Got to use those other 2 numbers yet. And there's the other 2 numbers coming in there. Okay, this is how you should have started your next question. Notice that we need to have the small number divided by the bigger one. The small number divided by the bigger one. Okay. That's to make sure we get an answer that starts 0 point something. If it doesn't start at 0 point something, then you're not working out your probability properly. Okay, I've done my working out from my calculator now. So make sure this is what you've written down too. They both start with a 0. That's what I told you to watch for. If you don't have both of yours starting with a 0, then you've got these numbers round the wrong way. Okay, so remember what I was telling you, you have to have the small divided by the big. Okay, so look at the next 2, they're the same, that's no use, keep going. Okay, they're different, the 3 is more than the 1. And which prize draw is she more likely? So we're looking for the bigger number. Okay, so I've started to write my sentence here. She's more likely to win on prize draw A. So I just need to finish it off by using my 2 numbers now. Okay, and that's me finish my sentence now, because 0.035 is bigger than 0.013.